And welcome back. Big welcome to Ryan E. Murphy with Ryan E. Murphy Law. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Okay, you and I have talked, in the past months about workers' comp. And there are things that everybody wants to know about workers' comp. We're going to attempt to scratch the surface a little bit. First of all, having an attorney versus doing it yourself.
Well, realistically, doing it yourself, it's simply too complicated. I've been practicing for 15 years now, and I'll be frank and tell you, I'm still learning how to do it the absolute best. There is no way, it doesn't matter how smart you are, how hardworking you are, that you're going to be able to sit down in front of the computer and figure it out. There's too much there, and it's too complicated.
And it's one of the reasons is because it's not a cookie cutter approach. Everybody's claims are different from everybody else's.
That's exactly right. That's why sometimes people think, well, hey, my coworker got this kind of an offer, but I'm only getting this. And really, once they sit down with someone knowledgeable, like myself, who can really explain exactly what applicable law created this outcome, this specific outcome for the person, it gives them a lot of understanding, and then people feel better about their claim.
All right, let me ask you one question also that occurs, I believe, to almost anyone. If they want to file a claim, they're worried, they think, maybe I shouldn't, I could get fired for this. I could get a lot of pressure for this.
Yeah, most people like their jobs. They may not admit it to all their friends, but the reality is they have that job because they found it best for them.
Absolutely.
And most people want to keep their job. And I would say the vast majority go right back to the same job after they have a workers' compensation claim, because the legislatures have provided for protection for people who seek any benefits under Missouri workers' compensation law. And the employer is in fact not allowed to take any adverse employment action against someone. And my personal experience, having worked thousands of these, they really don't take adverse employment action against someone who's filing a legitimate work comp claim.
So it's not a reasonable fear to have.
It's not a reasonable fear, but I have to ease people's fears all the time. It's the #1 question I receive.
Okay, now, of course, as soon as you file a claim like that, you're assigned a doctor. What if you don't like that doctor?
That one gets a little bit more complicated because you can pay for your own doctor and your own treatment, but again, you have to pay for it yourself. And as you know, medical expensive a lot of times is prohibitively expensive.
It can be.
And so, we, in almost every case, hire a doctor to give an independent medical evaluation, but that doctor's not for purposes of treatment.
Okay, all right. Now, what about if I am self-employed? Because I figure, the only way I have workers' comp is if I'm working for someone else.
Yeah, self-employed individual works for themselves. The self-employed individual can go and get a policy of workers' compensation insurance the same way every employer can, and it covers them for if they're hurt in the course and scope of employment.
Okay, now, you go in, you make a claim, and they say, oh, no, that's not covered, it's a pre-existing condition. That's a big phrase now.
Yeah, as someone who represents injured employees, the insurance companies, I don't want to talk too negatively, but they don't want to pay every claim that is ultimately found valid by a judge.
Right.
And so one of the biggest reasons to deny a claim is to say, no, that is pre-existing. We can see a bulge or a protrusion on someone's back on an MRI, and so rather than saying that it was caused during this accident, they say, no, that's degeneration. That was pre-existing before, even though the person will say, hey, I've been entirely asymptomatic, I've never had back pain or anything like that before. They say it's degeneration.
Now, okay, I know that if people come into you, there's a free consultation involved.
Yes.
If people want, well, because we've just scratched the surface, if people want more information about the services that you provide, how do they get that information?
They can find us on the web just by Googling Ryan E. Murphy Law Firm. They can call us at 888-0000, or generally they can stop by the office.
There it is. Very simple.
Absolutely.
Ryan, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Ryan E. Murphy Law Firm. Coming up, a look at an Oscar-nominated film you probably can't find at your local theater. We'll be right back.